Hello YouTube. Let's create interactive Python script which can work, for example, in terminal, command prompt, and it will constantly ask you for new domains. And it will give you WHOIS information in such a way that will export those individual data to individual textual files. So no one big file where you can grab everything. We have done that tutorial, but individual domains, individual reports. Import WHOIS. We need that module. If you don't have it, just type pip install python WHOIS. So there is difference. When you're using it, you will say import WHOIS, but when you're installing it, you will say pip install python WHOIS. And every time when you're grabbing use input, you will say while true, because true is always true. It will always roll until you say different. Now let's grab hosts with input from user. Okay, so enter domain, and that's kind of cool. And after that, let's check if user want to get out from the script, because it's nice to have that option. If host equals q, let's go out with message to user, print script terminated. What? Yeah. And let's go to another section, else, which is actually useful stuff here. Now let's create a request for that specific domain. Okay, so results or something else, WHOIS model, let's call it, and let's call method, and let's pass target to it. So that's cool. And we will just, for testing purposes, to understand things, let's just print everything in the results, and the results tend to be big. So let's run it, enter domain, Google, so that works. Okay, really nice structured result, which can be different for different domains. For example, for Facebook. Okay, so for Facebook, see how this thing is packed here, how it's dense. But for Google is a little bit more understandable. Now, of course, you can grab individual part of reports here, but that's not the point. We are grabbing everything into individual text files. So once when you know how to grab everything, then you can extract individual parts. In most cases, people just, for marketing, commercial purposes, they need expiration date if they are bulk buying domains. Yeah, so Q to get out. And now let's just print a specific file. Let's open not existing file, which will be, let's say, we will create name of that report file with WHOIS as a part of it, and then plus host from user and plus TXT. And of course, when we are dealing with files, we need to say what kind of operation we need, and this stands for we're gonna write to it only once. And if we repeat script, everything will be deleted into that X file. If you type append here, you will of course append new results for that specific domain, but that's not the point, because that date doesn't change so often. After you're done, you need to say close, and let's go to actual operation of write into file. File, write results, and then let's run our script. Actually, let's do that into terminal. Okay, so cd python, what was the name of our file? WHOIS individual in my case. Let's run it, python WHOIS individual, enter domain Google. Argument must be string and not WHOIS. Okay, so let's change this to string. Easiest possible thing to do, and let's run our script again. Google and Facebook, and Bing. And let's see what we have for YouTube. I think we're cool. Q. So let's check our textual reports for YouTube. And there you go. Nice. Really nice structured results. And you can play with this. You can search it. You can export individual things to database. You can use things like Perl or SED or SEED. What's the name for that tool where you are going through textual files and extracting what you need, and you can also change things. A really massively useful tool. SED or SEED, I don't know, correct me on this one, I'm not native English speaker. But let's check data for Facebook, because for Facebook we have something weird. I mean, it works, but it's packed here a little bit non-standard way. Well, that's how it is. It's much nicer result for Google and Facebook, for Google and YouTube than for Facebook. You can run into that kind of domains. And let's import CLS option. So you want a clear screen if you are constantly using this script in the background. So to do that, we're gonna need OS, and we can clear screen here, for example, OS system. So every time when you are calling some application, you will use system from OS module, something like this. And let's run it again. Okay, so it works. Okay. I mean, you can put clear screen into some other parts, no problem. You can experiment a little bit with that. What was the last one? Yeah, Bing. Okay, so that's cool. Now we are using service from Mark Monitor, which are really big guys, serious organization. You can rely on their reports. Anyway, that's about it. Pretty much simple tutorial, short one, 8 minutes. I don't want to go any more because the thing is really simple. If you don't need a clearing screen, just remove this and the thing will work. Anyway. And if you want to grab individual parts, just type, for example, here results dot expiration date or name servers. If it's list, of course, you're gonna use for loop here, and you have that in my tutorials too. But anyway, really simple stuff, and as always, thank you for watching, for subscription, and see you next tutorial.